Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Hot Flash Health.
Yes, we're excited to have you here. And guess what today is? Happy International Women's Day.
Women's Day.
Yeah, cheers. And tequila.
Happy Friday.
It is Friday. Friday Tequila Day. So today we want to talk about an array of things.
I think it's important to discuss really what this podcast is.
Yes.
We are going to speak about a variety and myriad of topics that pertain to really aging women, right?
Queenagers that you talked about.
Queenagers.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I got you something.
You did?
I did.
Oh, that's right. Wait a second. Wait for it.
Here we are.
The age of the Queenagers. We're always queens, girls.
You know what a queenager means to me? I'm curious.
What it means to me?
Yeah.
Well, let's go with you first.
So, for me, a queenager is a fairly entitled middle-aged woman, like myself, who is really sick and tired and sort of burnt out in life and taking care of everyone else. I don't feel great. I'm not at my
Optimum.
best.
Yeah.
I'm not living my best self right now. And so all of a sudden I'm like, fuck it. I actually want to treat myself like a queen. And for once in my life, I want to start investing in self-care, and I want to dig deep into what's going on so I can feel good. What about you?
So, I mean, I think of it resonates with teenager, right? So if you're a teenager, you're kind of in your prime, you're growing, you've got all this energy. You're also an asshole. Yeah, you're also, I know that. We have kids, so we know. So queenager, it's just all about empowerment. You're taking control of your destiny. You know what you want. So, I mean, a lot of us are on the transition of where do we want to go and feeling a little lost and dealing with our bodies. So it's really about owning where we are in this stage of our lives and having the balls to talk about it with other women. So that's what we're all about.
Totally. Real conversation, real talk.
Without the balls.
Yep. Speaking of, I have had a sort of a big week this week.
Okay, what happened?
Oh, gosh. So I hadn't scheduled annual OBGYN appointment 4 years.
Who wants
COVID
those?
got away, right? So I scheduled my appointment, and I said to my beloved physician, who I love, I said,
male or female?
Female.
I go with the female.
I'm trying to convince her to be on the podcast, and I think she'll come.
We'll get her on there.
So the big news, the big announcement,
Dun, 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 dun.
my vagina's falling down.
Congratulations! That sounds amazing.
What happens, I go in there, I play very mediocre tennis, which is really more of an excuse to just be with my girlfriends and drink copious amounts of wine. And,
of course. It's like book club.
Talk shit to old ladies. So we play tennis, and I pee my pants every time I have a surge or a move or
Yeah.
So I'm peeing my pants, and so I tell my OBGYN this, and she asked me a question. She said, well, is it a teaspoon, a tablespoon, or is it your full bladder?
Wow.
And I said, well, it really depends on the extent
movement.
of the extent of my, how hard I'm crushing the ball.
Yeah.
So anyway, it turns out that urinary incontinence
Is
with
common.
aging women is common. Poise pads may or may not do the trick. The great news is although my vagina is falling down a little bit, and I think can be resolved with some pelvic floor physical therapy, which we would love to get some guests on the podcast to talk about that.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
So I think it can be resolved from that. It's not like you're carrying around my vagina in a red wagon.
Lift it up.
Yeah.
Lift it up.
So that was my week.
That's big.
But it plays into I talk to so many of my girlfriends, and I'm I pee my pants all the time. Do you pee your pants?
So I don't pee my pants yet, but you know what I've noticed lately is the frequency of peeing. I feel like I am peeing all the time, and especially before I go to bed, probably because we're trying to hydrate. The amount of times that I get up when you're cozy and feel like you're about to fall asleep, and you're like, and it's just way more, and not a full bladder, and it's just that constant feeling of I have to urinate, and it
interrupts your Instagram scrolling.
It does.
TikTok?
Yeah, I can't check out.
TikTok?
I mean, every company is so mad at me because I'm not checking out. I'm checking something, but not out. It's kind of frustrating, but I've noticed even during the day that it's happening too. So maybe my vagina's falling too, and I just don't know. I don't know.
We can have a party for
fallen vaginas. Yes, that
Mm-hmm.
sounds fun. It'll get its own tiara, but maybe shaped as a vagina.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, we'll get those. So,
anyway,
that's not fun.
So those are the conversations we're going to have. Real life, right? Hot Flash Health podcast is all about aging gracefully.
Yes.
Embracing our inner queen. And having conversations that are real.
Yes.
Right?
And fun.
We're going to bring some clinical stuff in here, but we're really going to break it down to be real.
Yes.
So, speaking of real.
Yeah. Ooh, more news from
More
Dawn.
real. Yeah, we had a very exciting week. So both you and I are on semaglutide.
Oh, yes. We definitely want to dig into this. We are. Yes.
This is a very hot topic these days. As we know, like 80% of Hollywood is on it. And interestingly, I think 80% of like Denver housewives are
I was going
on
to say
it.
our friends. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, more and more. But.
Some admittedly, some not. So I posted, I've had a lot of questions. I've been on it for like 5 or 6 months, and I want to share each of our experience on semaglutide today. So I've had so many people ask me about my experience, and I know it's really different for everyone. And so I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to post it on Facebook.
How did that go?
Well, it was like, ladies, pop your popcorn and log into my Facebook and see the shit show that is blown up. So I was super real. I was like, hey, listen, here's the deal. I, am approaching my mid-40s. I'll be 46 in a couple weeks.
You're a little older than me. I'm in November, so I'm right behind you, tagging behind just a little bit.
Well, my vagina is falling down more than yours.
Great.
Too.
Well, I know I have that to look forward to in the next couple months, so...
So I post on there, and I just am super real, right? I say, hey, listen, I was having a tough time. After COVID, I had gained an additional 20 to 25 pounds. Wasn't feeling super confident in my own skin.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I am incredibly vain. I don't love exercising, and I love drinking. So...
Check.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the solution? In fairness, I tried to exercise. I tried to eat healthy. And as a middle-aged woman, and as your hormones change, and as your metabolism changes, and all of those things, you can't lose weight.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening for me is it became a vicious cycle, and it started to really impact my confidence.
Yeah.
Right?
Mental, physical.
Yeah. So I went and saw a physician. And I said, listen, first and foremost, I want to make sure that I'm not taking medicine away from diabetics and people who really need it.
Yes.
But here's my situation. I am a middle-aged woman. I can't lose weight. I've sort of gotten into this cycle where I feel really defeated, and I just want to eat more and drink more because I'm like, fuck it, I can't lose weight if I tried.
Why not keep on eating and drinking? I totally agree. I was there.
So I got on semaglutide. She assured me that was why many women were coming in to see her. My experience has been the side effects were awful. And I know you had different experience, and we'll talk about this. I felt so nauseous.
Yeah.
Wine did not taste good to me, which was crazy.
Life-changing.
Yeah. And it sort of changed my relationship with food. But what it did for me is I didn't start losing weight until about 4 to 5 months in.
That's a long time.
Right.
I'm surprised you stuck with it. I would have been like, bye.
Well, there were many times that I wanted to. But after I started losing weight, I then was able to reset my confidence, my metabolism. That helped with my cholesterol. And I've lost like 20 pounds, right?
That's amazing. Yes, you look amazing.
Thank you. As do you.
Thank you.
So anyway, I posted this on Facebook, and it became a very polarizing topic. First and foremost, there were a lot of women out there that were really thankful for sharing vulnerability and honesty.
Which we're about on this podcast.
1,000%. But then there was this fitness trainer that chimed in. She was very opinionated. I would actually love to invite her on this podcast because I think it's really important to get different perspectives.
Yeah, everyone's perspective. Everyone has different thoughts about this. I get it too.
Her opinion, however, became very controversial because she said, I completely disagree with this short-term
solution.
You need to earn your health, which I think really pissed a lot of people off.
I would say that would piss me off because you are earning your health. You're still doing things to make you healthy and feel better about yourself. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
What is the definition of that?
Make better choices with food and exercise and all of those things, which admittedly, like, I could make better choices.
Who couldn't? I mean, even when we're super healthy, we're still like, I'm going to sneak in this M&M.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I had, no joke, like 20 to 30 women reach out to me and be like, oh my gosh, this has really struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
What this woman said, because first and foremost, we as women need to support one another. Like you do you, sister.
Yes, totally.
Right? Like
women
you
supporting
found
women.
something that works, whether it's Botox, whether it's semaglutide, whether it's whitening your teeth.
Liposuction, whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Totally. If it makes you feel better about yourself.
Do it. We have one life to live, people. One life.
Yes.
Do what makes you happy.
I feel like we're finally in an era where women have stopped being bitches and we're actually supporting one another.
I mean, there's still some transitional people for sure. But yes, as a
But in this
movement.
But in this case, there was so much judgment.
Yeah, I hate that. I do hate that.
And so it was really interesting because most importantly, there were a tremendous amount of women, and thank you, who came out to support and say thank you for your vulnerability and thank you for your transparency. And I'm so glad that you found a solution that works for you and have sort of reset your trajectory along weight loss and health.
Absolutely.
But oh my gosh, we got to get this brought on here because
I mean, if she wants to own up to it and wants to talk, that would be great. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are talk, but when it comes down to talk, we'll see. But
so we'll try to get her on here. But I'm curious because every woman is very different, and every genetic makeup is very different. Health journey is very different, whether you're experiencing autoimmune diseases or have had any surgery or dependent upon or genetics and things like that. So let's be supportive as women.
I agree.
That goes to say, like, your and I, semaglutide has been very different.
It has.
So what's yours been?
So I feel like the same thing. I've probably been on for about 6 months, and COVID played into it. I mean, who wasn't? I mean, for those of you who worked out the entire time and did things to better yourself.
Go girl.
Yes, I'm really proud of you. Me, I was like, it's 8:30 in the morning and probably noon in Paris, and I should start drinking. Because I'm never getting out of this house. During COVID, I lost a parent. So, you kind of couple that with like loss and grief and then COVID and just all of the shit that happened. And I wasn't losing weight, and I have a harder time losing weight. I'm 5'10", so weight distributes well in my body. I mean, it's nice because when I gain weight, people aren't like, you have a bigger belly or whatever. It just distributes. I think somebody said that once to me. They're like, you carry your weight well. And I was like, go fuck yourself,
But I feel like that's such a compliment.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. But it is a compliment. You're right. Yes, I do carry my weight well. Yay. Thanks, parents. Good genes. So nonetheless, I was just having a lot of issues with my own self-esteem and feeling the same thing. I didn't love exercise. I just needed a kickstart, right? So I felt like I was looking at myself. I was depressed because I, kind of fast forward, I lost my mother too after that. So I've lost 2 parents, couldn't get myself out of feeling bad about myself. I also have a lot of eating challenges too. So digestive issues. Mm-hmm. So I really was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she was like, I've been seeing this functional doctor, and she really looks at nutrition and does all your blood work and helps you on this journey. And I would love to have her on the podcast. So she will join us at some point, but she's been a life changer to me.
And she's looked at you as a whole health perspective.
Yes, we did
individually.
We did the 3D scan. I mean, she took a full picture. She does the muscle testing every time I see her, which is really cool. So she can tell kind of like what I'm allergic to that week. That helps take the elimination diet. So seeing her not only for my food allergies and how I'm digesting food, and that's one path, and then the second path was really getting to a place where I feel better about myself. Yeah. And so I got on
most importantly, and good for you for doing what you needed to do to
get better,
feel better.
Yeah. So it's been a game changer for me. I've been probably, like I said, 6 months. They kind of move you up as you go along. So I'm down on the downward spiral. So they're moving me down because I'm at my ideal weight. And
so are you ultimately going to get off of it?
I think so. I need to talk to her about it because I'm scared to death, right?
Because that's what's crazy. Yeah. When you do get off of it, there is no doubt your appetite comes back.
Right. I know she's working on a lot of things with hormones and supplements. So the main thing is, all the health issues. We're still learning about this. Every doctor I've talked to is still learning. Nobody seems to know what the effects are, but the immediate impact for me is I've lost probably 25 pounds. I feel great. I can fit in my clothes again, and it's amazing. So I don't really get the nausea.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for you guys. I'm sorry. I get it occasionally on the first day where I'm just ugh, I don't feel great. But it does really change your relationship with food. And with somebody who's had food challenges. Like anytime I eat, I was feeling bloated. It actually like made me feel better about food because I was getting so discouraged along the way of eating because I didn't know what I could eat. So kind of taking a step back, it really does curb your appetite. You really want to eat healthier things because you don't really love food as in
that was sort of a bummer, right?
Yeah, it is a bummer. Okay, this has come up. Sorry.
I love food.
I mean, I love food too. Yeah.
Food didn't taste awesome to me.
Did you have that? Yes, it doesn't taste awesome. And I tended to crave healthier things. So instead of like wanting chips.
You did?
Yeah.
I craved junk food.
Oh no, I didn't want chips. I always I crave grapes like crazy. Like I could put down a thing of grapes. Don't tell me the grapes have a lot of calories. Great. So I started eating healthier. I've had like a really good experience with it. I would say, I mean, there are side effects, right? And we were just talking before we even started about being tired. And I was saying, I don't know if it's tired because I'm in perimenopause or don't love my full-time job and kids and just life, or you thought maybe it was a side effect of the semaglutide.
I think it was a little side effect of the semaglutide. My energy levels were a little bit lower, but perhaps that's because you're not consuming as many calories as you're supposed to.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Like you don't feel like running a marathon by any means. Not that we ever probably felt like that.
I don't run unless someone's chasing me.
I probably would just be like, kill me because I can't run that fast. Like
I'd pee. I'd wear a diaper. Or you'd be carrying my vagina in a wagon.
They'd be like, no, we don't want her.
So, Courtney and I have joked about this many times. There's so many people, and I totally respect
every point of view.
And the privacy with this matter. Perhaps there's some shame around it, or you feel like a failure in, giving up and resorting to semaglutide.
Yeah, and right? I've told so many of my friends, and they're listening to this podcast, have been curious about my weight loss journey and saying, you look amazing, your skin's glowing. Once you feel better about yourself.
Are you pregnant again at 45 years of age?
No. People want to know, like, what's your secret, right? So I have a good handful of friends now on it, and I actually just saw some last night for a girls' night, and like half of them are on it, and they look fucking amazing. Like, I'm proud of them.
And they probably feel fucking amazing in their own skin. Yes. And you know what? The one issue, well, many issues, and again, we're going to have many very controversial conversations with people to shed light on multiple topics. But the one thing that I had a real issue with in this personal trainer who spoke out on my Facebook page was she said, earn your health and set an example for your children. To me,
you are earning your health
in a different way.
In a different way.
But the example that I'm setting for my daughter, which is far more important than anything else,
is happiness.
Is being happy.
There you go.
And feeling good about myself and being confident.
Yes. Nobody wants to see you moping around and being like, I can't go out, I don't feel good about myself.
Insecure, not having the confidence.
Absolutely.
Perhaps turning to other very unhealthy habits that contribute to weight loss, like eating disorders and things like that. And, what's interesting is we all recognize the risks of semaglutide long term. Like, any drug or any new medical advancement.
Well, it's like getting Botox. I mean, I've had friends who've gotten it and their eyes don't shut, it's definitely, there's any risk to anything that you do.
Any risk. But the research that's coming out on it for people who have struggled with addiction, people who are, morbidly obese or have diabetes, for people with cholesterol issues, it has been really life-changing for those people on a medical front.
Yeah.
So again, as I said to this particular woman on my Facebook, I said, listen, you do you, girl. Let's not be judgy.
Yeah,
let's support one another. Let's lift one another up.
I totally agree.
I mean, she's lifting herself up with her boob implants. So that's not natural.
She probably thinks you're taking away business from her. So, I mean,
But you know what the crazy thing is with semaglutide? In my experience, as quickly as you lose weight, you also lose muscle mass.
Yes, I've heard that. I don't know if I had any to lose, so.
I definitely didn't have any, in my...
Still there. That's still there.
Oh, girl,
the jiggle is real.
That's what my sweater's
I'm jiggling my arm right now. It's still there.
But I think that for women like you and I, it actually, for my experience, it helped me really emphasize the importance of muscle mass. So I was more driven to get into the gym because muscle mass is such an important thing in longevity and for female health.
Yeah, I agree. Once you can fit into your workout clothes again, like I can, I definitely feel like I want.
I might like wear a crop top.
I know, me too. And like, I feel good getting to the gym, and I've been pushing myself too to get more, like we have the Peloton that finally dust off all the cobwebs, and have been doing that. And even just starting to go for walks, right? Like I try and go and walk my dog once a day if my husband doesn't do it, or like try and get downstairs. And I mean, life gets in the way, we all know, but it has made me realize I love the way I feel right now. And I want to do things. I don't want to be on semaglutide forever. So there's things I know I'm weaning myself off. I need to have an action plan, because I think the whole thing with a lot of these doctors and prescribing this is they want this to be a Kickstarter to your health journey. Yeah, it's not a
Kickstarter to your health journey.
Yeah.
So if that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's girl.
Yeah. I mean,
like, you do you.
You do you. And obviously,
because if you didn't have this option, you probably would still be in your bed, like eating donuts and drinking Kim Crawford.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you like Kim?
I mean, no. And summer days. Okay. If it was hot
red
enough.
wine.
Yeah. Well, it's winter time for us right now. Prisoners. So good. By the way, prisoner, we'll take your money for some sponsorships. Or in Swift.
You know, he's come up with like some like knockoffs, which are pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good. I love all of his brand stuff, and he has really cool. Anyways, we'll get into wine sometime. But yeah, I think it is a Kickstarter to your health, right? So if you're looking at food differently, you feel differently about your body, people perceive you differently, so your self-esteem is up. People want to feel that way moving forward, right? So there's no turning back in many ways. I think a lot of people like me who are weaning ourselves off are scared. What are the next steps? So we're doing things to ensure that we're healthy moving forward. We can talk about like other things moving forward. Mushrooms are so big right now. So for me,
we have actually a huge guest coming up.
We do. But my friend just gave me some mushroom coffee last night to try, and I was like, okay, like I want to get on this journey where instead of us going to the bars, and don't worry, I still want to go to the bars, but maybe we should meet and do a walk and like have
what bars do middle-aged Denver Cougars go to?
We went to a place called Call Me Pearl downtown at the new McGregor Square.
You were downtown?
I did go downtown. I know. It was very out of my bubble. But there was also nobody downtown. I was like, where are people?
Downtown is like...
I don't know. It was weird. I felt like we had the whole bar to ourselves. So, yes.
That's amazing.
5 of us went out, and had a great time, but it was dead. And I was like, where are the guys hitting on me?
Yeah. They're dead.
They're dead.
You know, because you're like in the midst of you and I. We're like the prime time for like 70 and 80-year-olds.
Oh, yes. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. So like 40, 45, like, you know, we're creeping 50.
We're creeping. Yeah.
That's like prime time.
We should go to like a martini bar then. Clearly.
Well, yeah, I think you go to like the tech center and
Shanahan's.
Is that place still around?
I think so. Yeah. We'll take your sponsorship money too.
So, point being,
yes,
we talked a little bit about semaglutide today. We're going to talk a lot about other polarizing topics, and frankly, real ones, and a lot that women want to hear about. But we're going to do it in a way that makes people feel comfortable, like you're sitting around sort of talking with your girlfriends, having glasses of wine or mocktails or whatever you do.
Yeah. You do you.
Yeah, you do you. We're going to get into some pretty
intense and fun,
polarizing, controversial topics,
yes, I love
which is
controversy.
Fun. I love to shake up controversy.
Shake up society. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And controversy. Yeah. I mean, we're excited to do this journey with you guys and have you a part of this. And we want this to be an open community. So we want you to visit our website. We have a community by women, for women, hotflashhealth.com. We really want this to be a two-way conversation. So we'll be taking your questions and answering them. And we'll be bringing thought leaders in, experts, even friends who think they're experts, or just friends who are fun to talk to.
Yeah, who are real, right?
Yes.
Like, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Your hair looks awesome, by the way.
Yes, I had a blowout. So for
I'm gonna get a blowout next week too.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe I'll get a blowout on my bush.
Ooh, that'd be like a merkin.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of that, we can talk about this for a topic. Now that there's so many movies out there that are like showing full frontal, it's like the whole bush is back.
Oh, do they do merkins on there?
I don't know. I don't know. So I would like to know if anybody is a Hollywood director, if they'd like to call in and tell us Are those real
Maybe
bush?
the bush
or
is back.
Actors. Yeah, maybe the bush is back.
Mm-hmm.
There goes all that hair removal money I spent.
Yeah.
It's a reversal.
Because you have brown hair. See, for me, that stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
See.
anyway, I don't have like a big bush.
That's great. I do.
There you go.
A big Kate bush.
Hot flash health.
Come visit us. Come listen. Engage. Interact. We're here.
We're going to talk about some topics next.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
International Women's Day.
Every day.
Totally.
I know. It's not just today. It's every day. All right. Bye, guys.